What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we are going to be doing something that should have been done before I even drove this thing. But today's video is on the truck. The truck is just way too quiet, guys. Like, I could hear every little like squeak or anything in the suspension, and honestly, like, that type of shit drives me nuts. I can't hear anything in my other cars because they're all loud. So I did get some stuff for the truck. I think the plan of attack is going to be a side exit right on the bedside, right before the passenger rear tire. We're going to see how it fits and everything. I got a Flowmaster Super 44. I already cut the resonator off of it, so it's not going to be an apples to apples comparison. The truck is a little bit louder without the resonator, but it's not much. So I'll show you guys what it sounds like now, and then hopefully we sound a lot better with the Super 44. I know Flowmasters on Hemis, they sound pretty good, so I think I'll be happy with the outcome. I'm just hoping that it's not insanely loud, because at the end of the day, this will be on a trailer behind that, and I don't want it screaming in my ears, you know what I mean? So I hope we just get a good sound out of it, where it sounds good, and that's that. But a worst case scenario, I did also get a turn down, kind of how I had the Jeep exhaust. If you guys know how I had that, I showed it before on one of my previous videos. You guys can go check that out if you want. But that, I actually ended up doing a turn down because you could see the pipe on the side of the Jeep, and I just wasn't a fan. But with trucks, the frame is actually tucked up, so I'm going to be able to tuck the exhaust up, is what I would think. But like I said, worst case scenario, we do a turn down and we leave it right by the rear axle, and that's that. This is not a permanent exhaust on the truck. This is just for now, so I could have a little bit of noise in the freaking thing, because it's insanely quiet. Like, check this out. That's with no resonator. Before, you wouldn't have even heard it at all. At least you hear it a little bit now. I do have to move the Mustang out, which I really, really hate to do, because it's raining pretty good out, but should be okay outside. I don't normally bring the Mustang in the rain, the snow, or anything, but I need the garage. I really don't want to work outside, not for something like this at least. But the thing also that sucks too about the truck, guys, is the Jeep actually fit all the way in my garage at the house. The truck don't. The cab will actually hit my garage doors, so I'm only able to pretty much back it in to the like back of the cab. I'm off by like maybe 2 inches, so yeah, I could let the air out of the tires, but I don't really feel like doing that. Pretty much where we're going to be working is going to more or less be inside for the most part, and I'm not going to weld the exhaust on the truck. I'm just going to tack it in place where I need it, and then I'm going to pull the whole thing back off, and I'm going to actually just weld it right up here. So it's not that big a deal, but it's going to wind up getting a clamp up front just so I can remove it if I ever have to do work in that area, just so it's not in my way. So yep, let's get these cars moved, and we'll get cutting with a Sawzall, because this thing's got a massive factory muffler, like massive. Get the Cobra cold start over here. Should sound pretty good. I have not driven this car in a couple of weeks, I'd probably say. Maybe like 2 weeks. But oh yeah, she sounds great. Alright, I'm gonna play some musical cars, and we'll see what we got on the truck. Little you know, factory resonator deleted fucking rev. Obviously you can't hear absolutely anything. So we're 100% going to change that. I did grab a leather wrap steering wheel from the junkyard, guys. So this is actually new in the truck. It's not in perfect condition. Like, it's got some wear, but it's still in relatively good condition. I ended up doing the alignment on this truck. The thing drives perfectly straight. We put 2 tires on it because it had 2 bald back tires. And I did the extended length CV shafts. So those are already done. So we don't have to worry about none of that no more. Our boots on our CV axles, nothing like that. Everything is proper now. We are going to be doing a radio very soon. I have a very nice radio picked out for this. It's actually a plug and play with the factory Chrysler harness, so we'll get into that when I do purchase that. But today, we need to change this exhaust situation. This thing is just way too quiet. So this was the resonator that I already locked off the other day. So underneath here, we have this big muffler right here. We're pretty much gonna cut it right up there at the pipe. And I'm gonna try to come out right about here where that frame starts to go up. I think we'll be able to clear what we need to. If not, the muffler is offset. So I'm sure I can figure something out. But I wanna come out on a 45 and have the tip right about here on the bedside. So it should work out good, is what I'm thinking, what I'm hoping. I got this really long tip, so this way we don't have pipe running. But more or less, this tip I want to be angled like this to match the body line, and like right about something like that. Right like that. Maybe like a little bit more like that or something, but we got to be careful where we position everything because we don't want to hit the leaf spring, which is right there. So we'll have to figure something out for that. But I do have a pipe expander and stuff, so I'm sure we can make something work. But the first step to getting this done is to cut that big, ugly, nasty sounding stock bullshit off. So that's what I'm about to do. Guys, if everything works out how I envisioned it in my head, this will be somewhat of our finished product. Obviously, we're going to have to chop some stuff down. Like, that might be a little too long, that elbow, or that pipe might be too long. But this is what I had planned in my head. So this will attach to the pipe on the truck. This is a 2.5. Somebody already replaced that intermittent pipe, and it's only a 2.5. Factory would be 3-inch. That's a 2.5. So we got our 2.5. Which that will slide over that pipe, but I might have to trim this length down on this side just to get it sitting where I want. Obviously, we're going to have to see where the 45 ends up, the tip and everything, and that's going to give us our distance here to here. We'll have a clamp on this side. That'll be welded. That'll be welded. The tip will be welded. And then I got these hangers like this. They're just rod. My plan with these was to go to the factory hangers at the muffler. I'm not too worried about supporting this tailpipe section because it's all going to be welded, and I think it'll be fine. I really don't want to grind any paint off my frame or anything for a hanger further out. I don't want that because I don't want it to rot on me. So I'm just going to see how it holds up with the factory locations. I'm going to put 2 of them. So right now it has like 4 or 5 of them or some crazy shit, but I'm going to put 2 back, and most likely these will get welded right to the muffler just to hold it up. Probably 1 here and like 1 over here. I got to see where they are on the factory exhaust, but pretty much that is what we are looking at. So let's start fitting it. See how it's going to work. All right, guys, I got Big Bertha off here. This muffler's got to be one of the biggest mufflers I've ever seen in my life. I'm telling you. And it wasn't enough, Dodge. Nah. Let's not just put one giant muffler. Let's also put this little fucking thing. Like, bro, what are we doing, dude? It's a fucking V8. We don't want this shit quiet. Unreal. I have not decided what I'm going to do with the hangers yet. I might wind up using the ones on the muffler. I'm just going to cut them off maybe. I don't know. We're going to have to see how everything fits, but I'm about to start it with no muffler just to kind of hear how loud it's going to be. And then obviously I could just kind of slide this on just to get a general idea. I really don't want it super duper loud, guys, but I definitely want it louder than what it was. Guys, she's definitely going to sound good. That's the Flowmaster just slid on it. The only thing that I did come across is it's pretty close to my drive shaft, so I might have to play around here a little bit, move the muffler up maybe, get it away from my drive shaft, but pretty much this is kind of sort of what it's gonna sound like. Let me just get out here. I actually haven't revved it yet, so we're gonna both be first to hear this. It should not be crazy loud. I mean, I do hear it in here, which is nice. Oh yeah, nah, she sounds good. She sounds real good. All right, let's get building. All right, guys, we got the tip where we want her, right out the side here. I'm getting ready to tack everything in place. Pretty much, we just got a straight shot to a 45 out of the muffler. I did have to make a couple cuts to move the muffler further up. And then what I ended up doing was I ended up flipping that muffler around because it was really close to the drive shaft. So now it's close to the frame, but we're not going to hit the frame. I was rocking it back and forth. It's not even going to come close to touching the frame. And then we'll figure out our hanger situation. But I want to get everything tacked in place, and then I'm going to pull the muffler off of the pipe to the truck, take it out here, and I'm going to get some nice welds around it. Well, nice welds. We'll see how my welder wants to weld today, but that's pretty much what we're doing right now. So the tip's where I want it. Everything's pretty nicely positioned. I have it just protruding out of the body line just ever so slightly, just so you can see it. But yeah, I do already know what it sounds like, and I'm very, very happy with the loudness, the tone. I'm very happy with it. So let's get this thing burned in, and we'll get it permanently on the truck. Guys, so I got her tacked up, and we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna burn her in. So here goes nothing. I know it fits where it's at. Obviously, we're still gonna have to do our hangers after it's all welded together, but shouldn't be too difficult. Shouldn't be. And I also don't know how we're going to be welding to this chrome, but I guess we'll see. Guys, I got everything welded in. I still have to wire brush my welds. This is a flux core welder, guys. So yeah, everything looks good though. No holes, no nothing like that. So definitely should be good there. Welds ain't perfect, but they also are not terrible. I've definitely seen worse. I probably should have taken the stickers off, but that's okay. So yeah, we got our side exit right here. We have our 2.5 inch band clamp right here, and I haven't made up my mind with the hanger situation yet. We might be cutting off that one right there just as the hanger. We're only adding one hanger to this. I know I said 2 in the beginning of the video, but there's only one spot for one hanger where I'm at. I'm going to see how that holds the exhaust. If I have to add another one towards the tailpipe section, I will, but I really would like to not have to weld to my frame or drill into my frame or anything like that. I don't want to do that, so we're going to see if we could just get by with the one. At the back side of the muffler, I really don't see that being a problem because this weighs nothing. This maybe 3 pounds, so I think we'll be okay. Guys, so we could finally hear it. It's not crazy loud, which is honestly just what I wanted. I didn't want like super duper loud, but I think it came out really, really good. It's like perfectly positioned there. You know, it goes with the body line. The tip looks good. Everything looks good. It doesn't stick too far out. We got the long tip so we hide away our welds and everything. I think it looks pretty good, man. I really do. I like it. I like the tone. I like the loudness and everything. Well, guys, don't mind the ticking. The ticking, this has a broken exhaust manifold bolt, which is very common for the Hemis. We haven't gotten around to that one yet. It's not harming nothing. It's just ticking. But yeah, so we have one broken bolt there. That's what that tick is. It's actually a manifold leak. But the exhaust sounds really, really good. I'm very happy with the outcome. It absolutely looks banging back there. Like, it really does. So yeah, I know you guys see the change of scenery. I'm at my work because I ran out of welding wire for the exhaust hanger. So I came here, finished welding it up. It actually kind of worked out better because I got a big torch here that I was able to torch the hanger to bend it around the pipe. But that exhaust ain't going nowhere, I'll tell you that much. It's got one hanger in the factory location, which I welded to the pipe. It's solid, it's sturdy. I drove it all the way here with no hanger on it. It didn't rattle or anything. I think we're good, man. I think we are good. Guys, realistically, that exact exhaust, Flowmaster Super 44, they make a side exit exhaust, would have costed me, you guys ready for this? Would have costed me about $550 to $600, depending where you get it from. That, what we just did right there, which is the exact same thing that the Flowmaster side exit exhaust is for this truck, costed me a grand total of $150. So to each his own. You know, if you don't have a welder and you don't want to make your own, then don't buy the expensive one. If you have a welder, you're good with your hands, I highly recommend making your own. Another thing too is I was able to keep it away from my drive shaft, as opposed to the Flowmaster one. It would be very, very close to my drive shaft, which I personally didn't like. So, you know, you could tweak stuff here and there, whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That's all I have for you. Dodge is getting less stock, which is a huge plus in my book. But yeah, so please drop a like up on this video, drop a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I communicate with every single one of you. Drop a comment, be more than happy to talk. But I will catch you guys in next week's video, Friday at 12 p.m. Peace out.